People. Que pasa, sapa, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. The Popo in Manchester, they were kept very busy yesterday. Two separate incidents a couple of hours apart. I am going to speak about both incidents. First incident, mother and son lost their life. Second incident, husband and wife, TEK-WEH and then him TEK-WEH himself. Codename YouTube PG-13. Now people, I've often spoke about some situations wherein the sins of the son comes back, haunts the father, haunts his family. In this case, the sins of the son, it haunted his mother. Haunted both of them, actually. I am speaking about Cleon Palmer, 35-year-old, and his mother, Althea Rowe, 53-year-old. This incident took place in Providence District, that is in Christiana. Christiana is in Manchester. Based on the information from the family, they were trying to contact Althea since Saturday. No sorts of response. All sorts of calls to her phone were unanswered. The sister and the family, sister's name, Doreen Rowe, she contacted somebody that knew where the son lived, and they went by. And when they went by, the door was open. The person went inside, saw the body of the mother and son, Althea and Cleon. I am going to let you take a listen, take a look to what the sister Doreen Rowe has to say, the sister of Althea that is, and then I'll give my piece.
We are calling them and we cannot get to them. So we said somebody come look, and when the person come find the back door open. After that, he said go in the house or whenever, and you see clear and lie down on the ground.
And your sister lives away, so she was just visiting?
Yes, just visiting.
Were you able to go inside?
Yes, I go inside, go find my sister in the setting, and clear and lie down on the ground.
What condition?
Blood.
Were there any injuries you noticed?
Well, all over the place, so I don't know. And it seemed to me like they did from Saturday. From Saturday night, because you can't see the older in the house.
So were you trying to contact them from Saturday?
We are trying to get them, but we cannot get to them. But a neighbor saying he had gunshot and him thing of the clappers. So in the pain of mine.
Now people, like I said, like the sister said, her sister was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Sister was just visiting her son. Don't know if she had any sorts of idea that the son was mixed up. The son did hot. Somebody was after the son. And based on what the Popo said, it seems as if they lost their life on Saturday or during New Year's Eve. Neighbors said they heard all sorts of loud EXPLOSIONS. Thought that it was what them call clappers, firecracker celebration for New Year's. A very disturbing theme for the New Year's celebration. Couple of people losing their life. One youth get pie up, the son of dancehall artist Angel Dolas. A lady, some sorts of celebration, busing, gun salute, bullet come back down, hit her in the chest. All sorts of mix up. So anyways, like the sister said, she just did it wrong place, wrong time. She's not a mix-up person, good lady. However, whatever the son was involved in, when they came for the son, they decided that they are going to do a total wipeout. The moral of the story in all of this, be very careful about your family, about your son, about your friends. The sins of all category can come back and haunt you. And it does not matter if you have anything to do with the reprisal or whatever deed was done. You are guilty by association. Point blank and period. Now the next thing that is popping in the news, about 4 hours after that incident took place, in a place called Bamboo Crescent, that is in Mandeville, Manchester, once again. This is what we call MURDER and then TEK-WEH yourself. The husband, his name is Ricky Ellis, was a taxi operator. The wife's name, Stephanie Ellis. She was a loan officer at the Mandeville branch. Based on information, it is said that family members became very concerned when they called her phone. They were not getting her. They called the office in which she worked, and Percy said she did not show up for work. They then sent somebody to the house. When that person went to the house with the assistance of the Popo and the fire brigade, they entered into the premises. Maybe them cut off the lock, cut the grill, whatever. When they went inside, they saw Stephanie's body laying on the floor. On the wall, very disturbing. All sorts of BLOOD splatter all over the wall. She was laying, big thing in her head. She was hit by some sorts of object. Blunt force trauma, they call it. Based on the information that I got, she was hit with a crowbar. When they did further check, they realized that the husband, Ricky, called Fuzzy, he was dangling from some sorts of rope from the top floor. Now this house was under construction. They were building on it. Some sorts of mansion looking house. Upstairs, downstairs. Very nice house. You could see progress going on in the house. Based on what the neighbors are saying, there was trouble in paradise. Very nice couple, however, they had marital issues. So people, like most relationship, nothing is perfect. Now what was the trouble in paradise? What were the rumors that were circulating all over the place? It is said that it seems as if they were growing apart. Whether she outgrew him, like me say, he was a taxi operator, she was some sorts of bank person. It was said that she was seen on the side, a manager at some sorts of bank. Was that same bank that she works at? Probably, if what they say is true. Did the husband hear of any sorts of rumors? Was that why he was upset? Were there always all sorts of arguments? Probably, more than likely. It is also said Mr. Ellis, he had a delivery problem, meaning that him kinda impotent. Did this lady want some sort of child? Was he always like that? Did she know that when she met him? Probably. However, like a whole bunch of marriages, 50% of them end up in divorce. Even though it says until DEATH do you part, you should not take this literally. And it seems as if the husband took it literally. Now when I first heard about this and I inquired and I asked, what does he do and what does she do? I heard she's a personal bank officer. He is a taximan. People, like me say, they were married. They are in their 40s. So therefore, she knew the type of person that he was. He knows the type of person that she is. However, People grow apart all the time. People outgrow people all the time. And even most importantly, sometimes people are under pressure. Not saying that that is the case in this case. Some people, when they are at work and them talk to them co-workers, and the co-workers tell them about their lifestyle, their husband, what their husband do, how they are this and how they are that. Sometimes people feel as if their life is not sufficient enough. So therefore, whenever people start to dislike you, they start to see all sorts of faults. Maybe you did not change, maybe you did. Like me say, people grow apart all the time. It is no justification for taking away anybody's life. Me just psychoanalyze the situation and think what could have went wrong. Now people, you have to ask the question, what would possess a couple that seems as if they were a loving couple to do that? Where the man got so pissed or ticked off that he would use a crowbar and clad the lady just like that in her head, take her out. It looked like Chucky or one of them people passed through. It was pretty bad. The videos are out there. I also have the video with him dangling at the back of the building, like me say, unfinished, in progress, construction in progress. People, it was bad to see. We have to also understand that sometimes these people live in life. They are pressured. They are trying to keep up with the Joneses. So therefore, this man might be used to certain lifestyle, whether the lady provided it or he provided it. Me not really know. Then he realized that, listen, me kinda impotent, me thing now stand up. Me don't even have 1 minute. And then this lady have a next man based on the rumors that are out there. And then me and her argue. We are go to court. We are trying to file for see who can get the house. Because people, the rules and laws in America are very steep. However, in Jamaica, same way. If you are married to somebody for X amount of years, whenever you separate, the place of a split are based on the determination of the court. People don't want to go through that. People are comfortable with their situation at times, and whenever that situation changes, it might push them over the edge. I am not saying that it is justified, but me just say stuff happen and people snap. This man realized what he did. This man realized, can I actually face the consequences of the neighbors looking at me looking at the neighbor, after them know this lady to be such a fine person. So therefore, me I go take her away, and then I am going to do the thing that a lot of people do when them can't face their consequences. Them can't take the PRISON time. Me I go take one myself. So people, that is why I always say, make sure you get somebody that you are compatible with. Whether it is status-wise, whether it is the same sorts of personality, have the same sorts of goals. Make sure that the communication, the bridge of communication is very clear. That means that there is no sorts of misunderstanding. And also, very importantly, make sure that you get somebody that is loyal. Because persons that are not loyal are always going to look at the grass that is greener on the other side. They are always going to want better. So therefore, they are never going to be satisfied. The person that they grow up with is not going to be sufficient, because them are going to find all sorts of faults. And whenever you start to complain about somebody, about something that maybe they think that is unfair, maybe that person cannot take the pressure. People, I am not saying that it is ever justified for somebody to take away a next person's life, but me just say, it is very important that you be fair. it is very important that you be loyal. And if you cannot be any of those, whenever you have your hand in the lion mouth, be very careful how you take it out. So therefore, don't make your man or your woman hear say you are cheats and then you are throwing it in their face. You are tell them say, them can't do this, them can't do that, them get worthless. That person might snap. Not saying that if that person flip and take you out, it is justified, but me just has said, we've seen many examples of that. And like I've always said, a wise man, wise woman learns from their mistake. The wiser ones, they learn from the mistakes of others. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. This might be your grandma's favorite channel. However, this is not the run-of-the-mill mama and papa channel. This is news with a buzz, news with style. If you appreciate this video, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Point blank and period.